All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Apothecary Diaries, Season 2, Episode 6. Jinchi, you were magnificent.
He was glorious.
Divine, even.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
A new myth was born or invoked in this land.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
But what will these two envoys do next? Because they had a suspicious thing in their room, a box of some kind. Who knows what's in the box? But then also we had, like, you know, a kind of reminder about a certain concubine's father that maybe was the person that one of them went to see. Yeah.
Also, a potential, like, connection with the North area laundry, scented oils distributed in some way, maybe.
Just sussy stuff
possibly
happening there.
Then also the situation of, the lady who was going to help one of the ladies in waiting kind of rest after a slight fever, then smelt the medicine on Mau Mau.
Yep.
Which,
and
yes.
suspected that, oh, wait, did she make that? Because, you know, women aren't supposed to make medicine. Huh.
Yeah, this isn't a women supporting women kind of show. This is a women competing with women kind of show.
Women poisoning each other, you know,
exactly.
and other things. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Oh, shit. Already.
Yeah.
Could be. Okay.
That's never a good sign.
Yeah.
Right, they're not familiar enough to mention their names. I haven't done anything yet. Not talking, yep. Just what's going on, yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. All right. Yes. What? Me?
Cat-like reflexes.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Okay, so she is real.
Oh, God. Maybe she got some of the poison? Like the things combined and then...
Because it's a very slow, like, potential thing, like...
Nice.
Yep, this overrides your desires, yeah. Bro's a being a pawn
Yeah.
right now. He doesn't like it.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, shit. Gotta be the head lady in waiting to your sister.
Hmm. Hello.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Secret's out.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly, slowly.
Fuck.
Sure, but then why is she being ignored?
Yeah, interesting.
Yep.
Huh. Oh, nice.
That's so good. Wild.
Hmm.
Okay, you have to be careful now, Mao Mao. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but it worked out just great.
Mm-hmm.
Jinchi already here.
Oh, shit.
Cool.
Oh, shit.
キャラバンの品には毒物になり得るものがあったため回収する。そう触れが出ていたはずだが。
Cousin. Okay.
Uh-huh. And yet she doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
That is not what I was talking about. Yeah, I have no idea what those were doing there.
Then why did you freak out so much when Mama was gonna open it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Damn.
Yeah. Hmm. Interesting.
Hmm. Oh. Damn.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she's dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh-huh. Exact same waist, band and everything, yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
She's gonna give her it's not your fault you weren't chosen, but this is the way things are now. Yeah. Prefer you, yeah. That's
Damn.
the voice acting is great. Yeah, you absolutely can, yeah.
Oh shit.
Gaoshin? Yep.
That's still bad though.
It's fine.
Only one of them broke, okay.
国母という立場を愛しているように見えましたので、リファ様と違って。
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
そんな風に思っていたのね。シン。
Inspired by Mao Mao. Yeah.
Yeah.
ジン氏殿、この次女頭は主に暴言を吐きましよってこの者を解雇します。
リファヒ
Oh, to save her life.
ではこちらで。
大松
やるな。もう昔のリファ様。
God, Lewa, that was amazing.
Yeah.
一切高級への立ち入り。
I think they might be banning her head from her shoulders.
No, no, she's...
女には十分な屈辱だろう。もう二度と二人が並び立つ日は来ないだろう。
Sure.
Wow. But it's a kindness to basically say,
Right. It is
yes,
absolute.
life dealt you an unfortunate 50-50 coin toss, you know? Oh.
こんな上等な絹に血をつけるのはな。
なぜ病人が物置にいると分かった？
ある程度目星はつけてましたよ。
Okay.
病気なので皆の寝床から離れた目立たない場所だろう。
あの庭かな？
はい。本来あの花はほとんど赤なんです。ついでは緑と白の組み合わせは健康にいいそうですから。
なるほどな。
So someone was helping, trying to help, and
Uh-huh.
種に詰まっている白い粉が堕胎剤にも使われるんです。
そこら中に生えてるぞ。
作り方さえ知らなければ害はありません。
Yeah, most nobody would be able to know how to do that.
right.
薬屋一つ聞いてもいいか？
Yeah.
この高級の中に
Mm-hmm.
こういう型滞在となることを吹き込んだ人物がいると。
Probably.
Not worth speculating on, but... Oh,
Thanks for saving
she was
my
the one that
friend.
planted them.
Yeah.
救を出て治療を受けるそうです。リファ様の申し出だ。
Oh, yeah. Good. See, that's the other difference between Liwa and
Yeah.
Shin, was that...
Actually, like taking responsibility for mistakes.
Right, yeah, like...
彼女には助けられてばかりです。
Wow, praising her before the Emperor.
どうなさいました？
Well, you're not the only person she's saved. Okay.
Cool.
Good episode.
Cool.
Good episode.
Great episode.
That was brutal.
That was very intense, yeah.
I love that we brought it back all the way to the beginning of the show and that thing that, basically was incompetence and then covering up for your mistake. No, there was actually intentionality
There was
behind
actual
that.
malice behind it.
Yeah, there was malice. There
Yep.
you go. And
'Cause-
so it happens again.
Because we'd always sensed something off about the Crystal Pavilion, like ladies and by extension the lady in waiting, the head lady in waiting. But it was never like, oh, they're, bad. It's more just that they're like, okay, yeah, they clearly don't like Mao Mao because of the incident that happened.
Exactly.
Then.
and then just usual court intrigue stuff, applied on top of that, right? Where it's
Right,
just
right.
like, yeah, of course, everybody's going to be a bit secretive, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Liwa always felt to me like the most like ethereal, most above all the other concubines because of her age and maturity.
Yeah.
So by extension, then the other ladies in waiting felt proud to be,
Right.
at the behest of her. But then because of what ended up happening to her with the makeup and everything, she...
And if you had something where you had basically sus stuff happen with the people that are underneath you, then the manager of those people and the one who curates
Right.
those people might be someone worth looking at. You
Right.
know? And yeah.
But again, it wasn't Mao Mao's place to go in super deep. But then we end up getting an example of something that isn't necessarily pointed to Liwa's camp in any way, or like camp meaning the group there in the pavilion, but specifically was something that would be pointed at a non-Gyokyo pavilion because it's targeting, at the very least, pregnant women, and
Right.
Gyokyo's pregnancy being secret and the timing of it was so convenient in that regard.
Yep. And I love the idea that it's just, no, multiple people are pregnant at the same time. And of course, everybody's keeping a secret, but also like, so that makes it, it's a reveal that's fun because it adds, some spicy plot to the story.
Yes.
But it also makes things more complicated and harder to figure out.
Yes.
Because, just because you're like, oh, but I thought the whole thing with Gyokyo was a very well-kept secret. Well, there could still be an information leak, but there doesn't have to be. Because, it was part of the conspiracy came from the head lady in waiting of one of the other concubines who would absolutely know that her lady is pregnant,
And now that we know that it's multiple, one of the things that could be rather fun about this is that it's not that there was some kind of great conspiracy knowing that certain concubines were pregnant, but it could even be a clever, just timed thing to every once in a while when there hasn't been an announcement of a new child of the emperor at any given point in time.
Sure.
The caravan just sends in a bunch of these things again, and what do you know? All the dirty, corrupt people that want to fuck
Make
over
their
each
play.
other.
Yeah.
Then go and just
Sure.
use what's at their disposal.
Yep.
And then the people that are maybe wanting to sabotage the state of this nation in some way.
Right.
They never get suspected in any way because they're just like, no, we can't be implicated in any of this.
Right. And I love the detail that they were cousins, where it's like we've gotten into the whole relationship dynamics
Yes.
between, concubine and the ladies in waiting and the
Yes.
head lady in waiting and all that stuff, right? And how that can get all kinds of spicy, right?
Yeah.
Because of course,
Yeah.
right? But then to top that off with, no, it's a close relative of yours. You were raised, either together or very close by, and educated and brought up for basically the same purpose. And one of you got it and the other one didn't. And then not only did you not get it, but you don't even get to be like a mid-ranking concubine, that the emperor might visit or something like that. You end up being the person who basically is now just the footstool, basically, to make the other person look better, right?
And while she might have been willing to do that at the beginning, we don't know.
Sure.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We know very clearly that the resentment was always there in some form. Maybe it was very light, like not as strong as it was
right.
now.
Just a simple thing of, I think I'm gonna get it. Like I think I'm gonna be able to beat her, and then she doesn't, and then,
she's
like,
maybe disappointed at the beginning.
and it's like, okay, yeah, I'll still, like we're still going to set up a thing where our family is going to, get with the emperor, right? That's still a big deal,
I love
But then,
I love Mao Mao almost joking at they are mountains apart. Worlds apart in terms of concubines. It's just really, it was just as simple as, the emperor just liked the one that had bigger breasts. That's probably about the difference there.
Like that's probably what it was. That's cold.
That sucks.
That sucks.
You did work harder. But also, you maybe had also a little bit of a sour, bitter personality aura or something about you that maybe he could even sense too.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Was it just that, she had bigger boobs, or was it just that
you gave off a vibe
she was more pleasant,
Yeah.
Right? Like,
who knows?
And I love that for someone who is so proud and indignant, that's then the thing that Mao Mao basically dismantles right before she leaves, of just maybe you did really love the emperor, but you loved the idea of being empress a whole lot more.
I also
Not the case for Liwa.
I also like the complicated character decision from Liwa to then take almost inspiration from Mao Mao, step up, slap her, and be like, she verbally abused me, and I have now basically fired her so that she has no relationship with me. So in a lot of ways, she's not important enough to even execute in some way.
And we didn't get a confirmation, like an actual confession fully from her. So
yeah, all that happened was that she clearly threw this stuff at me in anger, and so I struck her, and she's fired, and she will be banned from here. She will never speak to me again. She'll never come within 1,000 feet probably of the Imperial Palace again.
And you just know, like, even though there's that part of me that's like, okay, but like, maybe this does need to be thoroughly investigated in some ways that will be none too pleasant. But, you know,
That can happen off screen.
that could happen off screen. But then also just the idea that for someone like this, who's so firmly in the I'm better than you, right? To then take the high road basically and,
Yeah.
you know, spare me, you know, like that's, yeah. She's never gonna forget that. Like it will eat her alive from the inside like a hot coal.
I also really like that. Given that the humiliation was the goal here, the punishment being something that will actually break her will potentially to even be upset here. I kind of envision this as this isn't someone that, you know, comes back with a vengeance in,
No.
you know, 5 years or what have you. This is just someone who has to finally accept that it's no, you weren't actually a better pick.
Right.
You never were. And it really sucks in some way to try to empathize with her. Is that I understand on paper, you look like the better choice.
Sure.
But you were omitting certain aspects of who you were that you weren't willing to look at objectively.
And even, you know, apart from that, just this is a really shitty situation to be like, my entire life and self-worth is based upon whether I can cozy up to this old dude. And, you know, if he basically gives that stamp of approval, then great, I'm made. And if not, then, well, it was all kind of for nothing, you know, and...
Right. And yet, in some way, not. Because this is the part where I think her pride and ego got the better of her, is that if she's meant to basically service the emperor, regardless of whether she the concubine
services him in bed or by, you know, attending and being the main attendant for one of his, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She was doing that. And she was doing it to not even the utmost of her abilities, probably long before she thought about trying to make abortion medicine specifically to
maliciously act. Yeah.
Maliciously act. That means you haven't been the right pick. You haven't been the kind of person for a long time. And you might now actually look at that, like, finally objectively in your being laid low here.
Yeah. You even had a mirror sent to you, like, so you could have maybe seen that.
It's actually kind of funny. Like, there's characters in this show that are very clearly side characters. Shin is a great example of this one here. Like, I had almost forgotten about her, given how long it's been since that part in season 1.
Yep.
But once she was brought back, I was like, oh, yeah, wait a minute. Like, okay. Yeah. And then we're getting rid of her? Great. Fantastic.
Yep.
But one thing that could be rather interesting is then, do you remove everyone that was at the Crystal Pavilion?
I feel like that
and then just do a full reset?
Like, maybe.
How do they select these ladies in waiting then? Because you could then have your goal be to have people like this get caught also.
Right, and then try and get someone in when, I mean, so okay.
But they pick the head ladies in waiting, like, very carefully.
Very carefully.
Yeah.
And yet, the best people would already be in those positions. And, like, what? Do you get someone from one of the other concubines and say, hey, I know you're loyal to this person and have dedicated your life to them, but you're so good, we need you to help this person instead?
I don't think so.
I don't think that would work.
Yeah, I don't think so. So that means, potentially, this is where things could get wild, is that they actually have to keep some of the other members there, and they basically just sternly, like, talk to them. They're like, so, this is what happens because of how kind Lady Liwa is. But if she was, you know, not your magnanimous, wonderful, you know,
if she was
here,
maybe a little bit more like the previous head lady in waiting,
then, you know, heads would roll.
Yeah.
But clearly, none of you wanted this, right? Right?
Yeah.
So when we choose the next head lady in waiting,
Yep. And yet it's still going to be something that's tough because Shin's upbringing, like I like that they brought up that like that was incredibly helpful to have as a head lady in waiting, right?
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
you've got to keep everyone else in line. You've got to run a tight ship, right? That's the reason why when, the other ladies in waiting don't necessarily see anything too sus about it when she's like, nope, that's where the sick people are. Why are you going to help them? Get
Yeah.
back to work, right? But so replacing that could be difficult.
it could be, yeah. But yeah, Mao Mao getting praise from Liwa to the Emperor.
Yep.
Very fun. I
Also-
love the ascendance, if you will, of this, worm. I mean, this
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 lowly
lizard,
taster.
this lizard tail enjoyer.
Also, the fact that when Shin went to strike Mao Mao, she gave her the 3 scratches that just. I'm sorry, that just looks like cat whiskers. Like,
I would never have.
they're not quite in the right place, but like,
They're a little bit too far from the nose.
but I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, it's not like a gendered thing, but just scars in general are sexy. Like they're just cool.
Yeah.
And face scars in general are stories primarily.
Absolutely.
Because, most scars are going to end up around your hands and feet,
Yeah.
But that's going to be kind of fun just to have. But I see you, Jinchi, being like, my precious little...
Yeah, my precious
little
Momo.
Momo, I will give you
Yeah.
my embroidered handkerchief with my... With my, did it have his initials on it or something?
It might have, or no,
it
just a fancy design because
Yeah, of course.
posh, right?
Yeah, it's
and she's
silk.
like,
It's a
yeah,
silk
and she's
little
like,
cloth.
fine silk, but I don't want to use that. Like,
Yeah.
I can wait till I get just like clean linen,
Right. Should be fine. But okay, that's another situation solved.
Right. But still, other things up in the air, right? Like this was a discovery of how, this thing ties into some of the stuff that we were looking into now and resolves something that we hadn't realized was still open-ended from the very beginning of the show. But, there's a lot of villains in this hive of scum and villainy.
Right, and I think that's something that the show can do really well is that because we understand the not overall, but the tension that surrounds all these women is that the Emperor is the sole dictator of favor and
Yes. He's also the sole dick.
yes,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yes. I was setting you up. Well done.
Yep.
He is the sole dictator of favor and good things specifically for these women and their teams, basically. Their respective blue team, green team, pink team,
Yeah.
like what have you.
You gotta have like a cheer.
Right, exactly.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go, Gokyo, let's go, Gokyo. But yeah, this is actually a sports anime. Always has been,
The Emperor just shouts from the bedroom, "Please stop."
They get their banners and they walk away quietly.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is then that can shift. We have seen it move, shift, and adjust based on actions that the Emperor did not take.
Right.
Actions that others took to conspire to get what they wanted out of it.
Right, reminding us that Lady Lishu has not been visited by the Emperor once.
Yes. Now, that is partially because the Emperor has no interest in her.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
But
there's reasons for it,
reasons
but that's
for
still
that.
the effect,
Right. But
Yeah.
then also, for example, Lady Lolan.
Yeah.
Yes. She also has not been getting favorable visits. Not strong,
Well, yeah, just comparing to
visits.
the other, current concubines, there's the one that the Emperor has no interest in and has not visited once. The other two that are pregnant with his child And then
the other one
Lolan, so like,
that probably would like to have a little bit more, more.
Yeah, right. Like the fact that it's like, okay, I can consider myself generally definitely above Lady Lishu. That's not a high bar.
No.
And the other two are they got his kid, so it's like
They're about to have multiple.
therefore
kids.
you are definitively number 3 right now. Like that's just how it is. And if you want to tie with them, there's probably a very specific thing that needs to happen. So
Right. But the fun part about this is that while there seems to be tangential stuff that is implicating her camp, it doesn't need to necessarily be her.
Yeah.
It can be her father.
Oh, absolutely.
It can be the envoys teaming up with her father.
Yep.
It could be, again, another lady in waiting kind of situation here.
Oh, sure.
But it puts this fun, not veneer, but this fun, like, film over every single interaction. That everybody has a mask in this
Exactly,
show.
and we don't know what's
Every single
behind
person
it.
could have another side of them that they're keeping
right.
under wraps.
Even though the rear palace is abundantly safe, it's also like, wait, but is it really? And
right. It's like an aura of toxic positivity that's just over the entire area there.
there is no war in Ba Sing Se.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Here we are safe. Here we are
Here
free.
we are fertile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless,
Unless we're like,
otherwise fucked with.
you're too fertile. Let's fix that.
Yeah, exactly. But fun. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See anything that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.